From the deep dark reaches of Star Trek Online comes Nikodas, Tabbytha, and Grebog with another episode of Fleet Action Report.
Hello, and welcome to Fleet Action Report, the show where we don't just play the game, but we teach you how to play the game.
That was Nikodas. I am Tabbytha, and here's Grebog.
Computer run program Fleet Action Report episode 232, acknowledging those accolades.
232. I just feel like we're not that old, man.
I mean, we're getting there.
Well,
we're getting up there.
The first 100 years seemed to drag by, and then there was the next 50 years, but then things just anyway.
That's fair.
They do say the older you get, the faster time seems to go. So I mean, once you get past that probably 100-year mark, it just that another year's gone by.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those nights, people. And welcome to our chaos.
Last week was too, for what it's worth.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe this is a new direction. Maybe it's just another. Okay, where did the cramp? There he is. Maybe this is the new direction our show is going.
Tabby, you need this ship.
What's that?
You need to get this ship.
I do?
Yeah, dude, I am wrecking Argala.
He went to Argala.
Just because I wanted to test it real quick. But holy crap, dude.
I mean, a build is a build is a build is a build is... Oh, wait. Anyway.
Well, I mean, builds can be, like, a particular ship with a particular build can be fun, and it can be meh.
I just wrecked Argala on advanced in, less than 2 minutes.
It's fine. Anyway, welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here in our distraction and chaos tonight. Because we clearly, some of us have new ships that we're playing around with, and other people are still working to get said new ship. So, yeah.
It's not the prettiest thing. I'll say that much. It's really, really not.
I don't know. Well, from the pictures, I kind of like it. So I'll have to see what the once I start looking at it in the demo record footage, I might start getting up in the nook and crannies and decide that I do not like the look of it at all.
I mean, don't get me wrong; it's not the ugliest ship we have in game either, but there are certainly prettier ships. But I mean, for a build I just slapped together right before the show launched, I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, I've been. So yeah, okay, Nikodas, what have you been up to? And how's your week been? Since you kind of started here.
Well, Christmas, and I still have children, small children at home. So
you didn't orphan them?
Santa might have been mad at me if I had done that. They must have been.
Might have been.
They must have been really good this year though, because they came away pretty good. I had to work 2 days this week, so I worked Sunday, and then I worked Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve was such a bizarre shift. I mean, we started off, we were supposed to have 4 EMTs. We ended up with only 2. And then we ended up with only 2 because one of our guys went home sick, I think, and then the other one got in a car accident. Driving the ambulance was in a wreck, so he got sent home. So there was only 2 of us. And then our crews started falling apart. We ended up having a medic, our only medic on shift, went home sick, and our Neopeds team, after doing 5 runs in a row, they timed out, so they were done for the night, and it was just a bizarre shift. But then I got off work on time. Luckily, came home. Kids opened their presents. They were spoiled by Santa and the elf, and it was a good day. It's been a good week, and my cat's wanting to talk to everybody too. She says hi.
Hello, cat of Nikodas.
I've been playing a lot of Pokemon because my youngest got Pokemon cards for her Christmas gift, at least some of her Christmas gift, a lot of it. And so she built herself a new deck and has been wanting to play it. So I've been playing that and playing Magic. I have not done a whole lot of video gaming, but what I have done has primarily been on STO, still working on the army of Lobies that I made. And that's it for my week. Tabby, you can have the torch.
Well, thank you for passing me a torch as I'm chilling in this Winter Wonderland. Boom. So yeah, we had a little bit of a holiday week with this with this celebratory day that some of you may know about.
Might have heard of it.
I've been winter break, time off of school. That's been pretty awesome. And wife and I have actually been hopped back into SWOTOR for a little bit, something I haven't played in forever because they're doing a double XP thing.
Oh.
So we fight, and like they just started like dropping new patches and stuff, and so we decided to just kind of fire up the old SWOTOR accounts, and I've forgotten how much fun that game is.
Hi, Ursa. I'm just putting that out there. Hi, Ursa.
Oh, yes. Hello there, Ursa.
Ursa is offering to help you since you're in the Winter Wonderland.
Nope, we did get the Cramperi down, so I appreciate that.
I might be late to that party. I didn't have this window open. Sorry. Go ahead.
Window open.
To watch the stream chat.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had our notes up rather than the stream chat, so I might post
caught up.
Ursa might have been old.
No, I'm thinking about like winter window open. What?
I mean, everyone opens a window when it's winter out, right?
I know, right? Anyway, yeah. So we've been. So we started playing some SWOTOR, and I forgot how incredibly fun that is. But not much else other than that. This Star Trek Online and a little bit of WoW. Grebog.
Apparently, someone's gassy today over by me. That's not your ordinary gas cloud. In space, there's now a giant green gas cloud. Yeah. I've been, with the holidays and whatnot, I've been kind of chilling. Well, we didn't obviously raid this week yet. I don't know if we'll raid on tomorrow or not for my WoW guild. We might see how many people we have. Outside of that, I think I said on Monday, on Fun Night, Friday night, we actually got the final boss of the current tier down in Heroic, which was nice. I really think a big part of it had to do with the scaling of the fight. We had less people because of holidays and people going and visiting family, yada yada. So it just put the fight in a better scaled player to health pool of the boss spot, which made it a lot easier. I really think Blizzard should maybe look into fixing the scaling a little bit, because there shouldn't be like all of a sudden it's magically 10 times easier. It doesn't. Yeah, it's fine. Exploring the new island, learning that they screwed up one of the bonus objective things on that island thing, and you have to gimmick it a little bit to get it to work in your favor and get the well, it's another scaling thing. You have to kill the boss and the objective fast enough, because they messed up the timer. And if you go in with let's say 10 people or more, however many that just show up, it scales up and takes too long because they started the timer way too early of when the boss should be active. And so it ends way too early, and you don't get the objective ends before you can kill the boss guy and get your reward.
Oh.
The gimmick is to find a mode that is less people. War mode is one of said things. If you're Alliance, you can more safely do that, because we had probably roughly 4 or 5 people there, and we were able to kill that boss person without a problem. But as we are not a WoW thing, I also been playing a lot of STO. I've been mastering ship upon ship upon ship upon ship on this guy. I don't even know how many ships I've mastered. I had a full roster of ships. I think I now have 3 active slots, and that's after dry docking some ships and even claiming some ships. So I've probably mastered at least 6 to 8 ships in the past week or so. Or well, and actually the past few days. Because that's kind of what I've been doing over, like, oh, hey, I don't have a raid tonight, so I'm just going to start mastering ships. And boy, did I.
That ship is tiny.
It is. It's not meant to be this color. I put on a Vanity Shield because I like the Vanity Shield look on this ship. This is the Section 31 Vanity Shield.
I don't actually have that one. I wish I did.
Another one I like is the Baul Vanity Shield, which I fortunately got a hold of when trying to get some Baul weapons. Because apparently I did not realize the Vanity Shield came out of the weapon packs, and I was trying to get some Baul weapons for doing a tank build, and I opened up 5 Baul weapon packs and got 2 Vanity Shields. And I'm like going, thanks. I guess I'll keep one. I think I sold the other. But yeah, so I've been mastering a lot of ships and playing around, trying to get ships and traits ready for a future endeavor. I want to get this guy on a build that is capable of elites, and I don't know that I have one on this guy yet. So yeah, that's my week. STO, they've had a week as well. They started, well, we still have the end of year sale going on, so now until the 31st, so you still have 5 days. Almost everything in the Zen store is 25% off. So if you have been saving up your Zen and want to buy stuff, you can now buy all kinds of goodies for another 4 days, 16 hours, and 37 minutes. And it technically does include the mud store. However, I wouldn't buy anything from the mud store until they do a mud sale, which is normally 75% off. So, but if you've been looking at ships, starter packs, whatever, now is a decent time to pick up some ships that you've been looking at.
Hey, Grebog, now we're flanking Tabby.
Oh no, somebody's got combat advantage on me.
Let's see, they have a bonus Dilithium event now until New Year's. Earn bonus Dilithium with anything that rewards that. Also 20% off Dilithium prices for ships. It says in the Dilithium store, but ships are not in the Dilithium store. You have to go to the shipyard and go into the ships that way. It's weird, I know. Don't ask. And the Vanity Shields are, yeah. in the Dilithium store for the duration of this event.
Grebog, what's going on with your ship?
I activated the console that comes with it, and that's what everyone is annoyed with.
I think it's cool.
The circle?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like it.
Really?
Yes. Apparently
Anyway.
there are some ships they mixed up the scale, and you can't even see it because it's technically inside the saucer, because the ship is too big, like the J.
Well, if people don't like it, then use that ship.
A lot of people don't like the J, so that's
Well, that's true. That's true.
Anyway.
There is an upgrade event going on now until the 29th on Xbox and PlayStation, and then it runs tomorrow until the 31st on PC. All tech points are doubled, so if you've been holding on to those upgrades, use them now.
And Tabby, what were you doing?
I was in the Winter Wonderland. The Accused Winter Wonderland event is going on from now until January 2nd, which is just a few days away, on PC and Xbox. 20 completions doing the winter activities that are listed on your events window, which is basically everything except for the snowball fight. Which, I mean, not really much point in doing that anyway because it's over in like 5 seconds. You do that, and you get the Eleos Intel Scout Vessel, the ship that was yeeted out of Picard Season 3 in the first episode. Ship that it was yeeted out of the show. But the ship that's my two compatriots are flying on either side of me. It's a little bitty, and apparently Nikodas really likes his, so I can't wait to get mine here in a few days. But
Again,
I mean,
I didn't even try to make this build good. I just slapped it together right before we started. I'm sure I can make it better. I will work on that later, but holy smokes.
I don't know, kind of like looking at from a side view slightly under, the way the kind of like the saucer areas is and the pylons and the cells, it kind of has a little bit of an NX vibe going on.
A little bit. I could see
A
where
little
you.
bit.
I've heard also people compare it to like a steam runner. I've heard people, there's a few other small ships.
Yeah, it's like if a steam runner and an NX liked each other very much and spent some time alone.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I can see where that's coming from. It's interesting. Like I said, it's not the ugliest ship we have in game. There are way worse ships.
No, I like it. It's cute.
It's not one of the toilet bowl ships.
One of the 32nd century toilet bowls where you're expecting to see 3 seashells somewhere on it.
Yeah, that. Yeah, I like it so far. I'll play with it some more when we get a chance. What about our primary target for the day, Grebog?
I know many of you have seen those pop-ups, those annoying pop-up. Oh, I mean, no, those pop-ups that tell you, "Hey, you just did this or unlocked that. You earned this accolade." And I'm sure some of you are like, "Well, what?" Outside of, one, how did I get it? Two, what do they mean? What do you get out of them all? And basically,
I had a cherry accolade once, and it tasted very good.
Basically, accolades are STOs, achievements. Many other games call them achievements. Basically, doing different things in the game will award them. Some of them are mission based, like completing a mission and putting out all of the fires. You get a firefighter type debuff, or not accolade. Debuff. Yeah, that's it. Some of them, the challenges are as easy as healing yourself on ground or in space. dealing your damage, whatever energy type you like. You get accolades doing all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, accolades. There are all kinds of them, and what they don't tell you is what you get when you get a lot of the all of the like some of them unlock special things. Like here, I actually have like you get titles. A lot of times you get titles. Hey Storm, what's up? And Nimoy, I hope both of you are doing well.
The number of titles in this game.
Yeah, the number of titles, and some people don't know where can I put my titles on my captain.
Well, I've got that actually pulled up right now, so I guess I can answer that question. You go to your character page, you go to your edit record button down at the bottom, and title is right here. And currently I'm apparently the Spider's Bane, which is it's an accolade reward. You get it for killing the space spiders.
I've got a Vampire Slayer, so I'm Tabbytha the Vampire Slayer.
I don't know if I have that one. Let me scroll down here to the V's. I do not have Vampire Slayer. I'm gonna have to work on that.
I am not sure where I got it.
I have Wicked. I'll be Wicked. I am the Wicked Kitties.
Oh, Wicked Kitties.
A lot of these, I have no idea where they came from. You collect them as you collect accolades, and some of them are rewards from giveaways. Some of them are rewards from purchases. I know, like Ambassador is from the duty officer system, which is usually the one that I rock on Kitties, because in my head he's part of the ambassadorial corps, the diplomatic corps.
Hey, Grebog. You should that one character you made, you should set as a punching bag.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's awesome. And yes, Grebog, I liked your segue. That was really good. Yeah. So, what are we going to talk about here for accolades?
So a lot of these accolades, let's go with some of the ones where you have to go through and do damage. Like, if you look through here, I don't know that they technically tell you. They'll tell you what you get out of it, as in like the title. But there's also, I believe, an unwritten thing that I swear it used to say it, unless they maybe have removed it. But the way it works is the more like I'm looking at anti-proton right now, and once you get the top anti-proton damage dealing for space, like you go out and shoot a bunch of ships with your space weapons doing anti-proton damage. Once you get that last one, you used to get a plus 2% damage to anti-proton damage after once you got that final accolade. And the same is true for ground. So when you go to the ground and were to get all of the top most damage dealt accolade for ground, you would then get a +2 bonus damage for anti-proton on ground. And
it still says unlocks a title and the positive annihilation passive skill, but it doesn't stay here, at least, what that skill is.
I'm gonna guess that skill is technically the increase that 2% damage. It is a way that you can go through like and get a little bit more damage for your captains. And it's meant to be just something you go out and like while you're playing your captain, you're going to pick these up. Yeah, it's
because if you look under character sheet under passives, there's from accolades, ground, positive annihilation, +2 anti-proton damage resistance rating. So the accolade for receiving proton or anti-proton damage with your captain gives you a title and +2 rating.
And technically, for what you need to do to get to the top one is typically do 300,000 damage of that type on ground, and then 2 million of that type of damage for space. And they have one for, as I was showing you in here, they have damage for all the different energy types. There's not one for psionic or fire or any of the I don't see exotic in here either. But there is for anti-proton disruptor, kinetic, phaser, plasma, polaron, tetra, you know. Yeah. It like I said, it's a good way to kind of get an extra little oomph to your builds without having to do much.
2% damage.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of those, again, when we had the Foundry, a lot of those people would build Foundry missions for just to get them done and get that extra bonus to your damage. But it's not really that hard to do.
Run enough patrols, run enough TFOs, you'll get it.
Dealing 300,000 damage. I mean, like, you could do do a few patrols, and like, because that's like a couple of red TFO, like a couple of red endeavors, right?
For ground, yeah, maybe. I mean, you can also just like go to Paradise and just kill all the things out there. And if you have like a Klingon recruit, you can do it at the same time you're getting your kills for your melee. I mean, it's not insane. It sounds like a lot. It used to be a lot, but with the scaling the way things are now, it's really not hard to do. Same with space. Like, the 2 million for space sounds like a lot, but when you have builds and whatnot that are doing 500,000 damage a second, you know, like, what's 2 million?
Well, I was like, there are people that are doing well, like, they're doing 1 million damage per second in elite runs, which means they're doing, like, we'll say 15 million, if not more, in a single run, like, overall, not just, you know, the damage per second side. So yeah, it'll go faster than you think. You just have to play the game.
So another big thing that you can get from accolades, like, I can't even talk now. Accolades. Are transwarps, and these are big. These help you get around. I mean, there are other ways you can do it, like pull up a mission, transwarp, and then drop the mission. But this really does make life easier sometimes. There's a whole list of these. K7 is fed only. You get it from diplomacy tier 2 because it gives you an accolade when you hit tier 2. Starbase 39 Sierra is diplomacy commendation tier 3. DS9 is diplomacy commendation tier 4. Romulan Space KDF only, marauding tier 2. Regulus KDF marauding tier 3. Cardassian Space KDF marauding tier 4. Azure Sector is Romulan Republic tier 1, and Alsuran Sector Dyson Joint Command tier 1. Now, that's not a complete list, obviously. It is for the accolades, but I mean, you can get other transwarp effects just from running missions and whatnot. But these are the ones you get from the accolades.
And then there's the whole defeating your enemies. I was gonna say killing. So they put kill in here.
Unalive.
Yeah.
Do the TikTok, Facebook thing. Unalive.
Well, that's because a lot of things are listening for the K word and are demonetizing. Demonetizing or not promoting any content that with that in it, because it's just to help them cover their butts in a way. But so yeah, when you defeat 1,000 enemies of any type on ground, you will get another bonus damage for defeating said enemies on ground. Yeah. So if you really don't like the Voth, you can go farm some Voth, and you will then kill Voth faster.
It's worth noting that the bonus that you get per enemy stacks with the bonus you get for damage type.
Yes. And then when you there's even another one for space, and again, this is like for Voth, Romulan, like each enemy type. You can look in the accolade list and see all the different enemies listed, and they've been good whenever they have added enemies into the game. They've added accolades for unaliving that enemy numerous times, and basically again when you'll get another plus 2% all damage versus that enemy in space. So more damage versus your enemies. It's like I said, I wanted to bring this up because a lot of people, like some people have been playing this game so long they forget about these nice little perks. And so a new player or a returning player may not even remember or know that this is another avenue for increasing the potency of your captain. Because, yeah, enemy potency or something. There are tons and tons of titles, though.
Yeah.
There are enough titles that we couldn't list them all because we would have been here for a week just reading off the list.
I mean, typically when they've added in new story, they've added in new accolades for the new story. So and whenever you complete one of the big story arcs, there is another accolade there for that. A lot of times there are titles linked to some of these, but yeah. And you can see where this captain apparently hasn't run all the stories. You can even see like here's operational completion dedication, and it's like complete all optional submissions while playing the weekly episode of Bajor. This was primarily back when Bajor was, well, they did the second wave event, and we had to play through and work on getting back control of DS9, and there was all these various things that you had to do, and there's an accolade for doing each little different thing.
I'm looking at all these, and these are fascinating.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. There's so much here with accolades that people forget about them a lot.
I'm looking through the list to see if I can figure out where to get vampire from, but I am not finding it.
Oh, vampire. Well, apparently it's a plus 2% damage versus not cool, so it's got to come from something not cool related.
Not cool, man. Not cool.
Oh, in that case, it's got to be either the damage or the kill. Apparently, I haven't killed that many. Not cool. I'm gonna have to fix that.
But I mean, that can't be the case because, like, I'm looking under all the not cool ones.
Let's see here.
So maybe it's story related.
I've done all the stories. I should have that one then.
Salt Vampire Slayer, defeat 1,000 species M113 specimens. Slayer title and Salt Vampire Slayer power plus 2% all damage versus species M113. Is that what they call not cool?
No.
No, I'm looking at the.
Those are the actual salt vampires. That's interesting. Huh. There are still some of these I don't have. That's really interesting. Victory is life. You know, when we first talked about doing this Accolade show, I really thought that we were biting off more than we could chew. I figured we'd be sitting here talking and talking and talking and talking and talking about the different accolades and stuff. So
Well,
when I went to work on the show notes and I realized you already had it done, I went through to double check it, and I'm like, nope, they got it covered. It's not as bad as I thought.
I mean, if we go into every accolade, like there are, I don't even know how many accolades, like over 100 easy. Like there are so many accolades here that if we went into detail on every single one of them, yeah, this would not be a single episode thing, but people probably don't want to hear us rattle off, okay, if you kill 10 Breen, you're going to get the first accolade. Once you kill 20 Breen ships, you'll get glacial accolade. Once you kill, yeah, they're not going to want to hear that.
No, I get that. It was just I was expecting more. I don't know what I was expecting, but more.
I did my best to boil it down to what I think people need to know. Like, yeah, there's some amazing titles out there, and if you have questions, want to know what titles there are, the STO Wiki has a page on accolades.
High Storm, yes, my ship will fit in your shuttle bay. No, you didn't need to point that out.
Are you sure?
As to how many of these accolades are no longer available, I don't know. I would guess that there are probably some story ones that you can no longer obtain. There's probably
Most
just
of 'em.
various. I was like, most of them I think you can still acquire, but yeah.
Oh, hi. You could fit like 10 of me in your shuttle bay.
I don't know. I might be too thick. Like,
That's
the drawback to the J is it's very flat. So if you have something too tall,
you could still fit like a bunch of us. You could almost do two side by side. And it's purple. It's a purple J.
oh, a great. Here's something
Yeah,
you probably
from the
need
Purple Beavers.
Something you need to know on how to find accolades. Open up the journal, and there's a tab up here at the top. You can look at all, which will probably not help you one darn bit. It'll show you all you've completed, all that you are currently in progress of completing. Yeah.
Does it show you the rewards, like what it gives?
Normally they're very cryptic on what the rewards are, and so also something they don't show you.
I see what you did there.
Oh.
Honestly, they are very cryptic. Like, because it will say you get this title. You don't know what that title does for you. Like if you're doing anti-proton damage and you're just blasting away. Oh wow, you got a title, and you got this passive. Well, what does that mean? Like, it doesn't tell you. It's the plus 2% damage. It just tells you, like, here I'm not far. I'm getting a good ways into 15,000 anti-proton damage. Oh, this is receiving. I think receiving you even get, because it gives you a passive. I think the receiving, let me go down and see if I've unlocked any of, oh, look, I'm a captain maybe? Yeah, passives.
I bet your ship could eat me and not even bat an eye, not even realize it.
Apparently, I have Scorched Earth.
All right,
So
well,
they give you if it's taking damage from the different damage types, you also get accolades. And I didn't say this before, but it looks like you get, like for this one, Scorched Earth is for plasma, and you get a +2 plasma damage resistance rating. And I don't know that there is, trying to see, like torpedo, you get a +2 kinetic damage resistance rating. You get basically a +2 to your resistance rating for any of the damage types that you take a fair amount of damage from, or if you go critical. Like Wicked is one, which is, oh, that's for Fakiri or Fakiri. +2 all damage versus Fakiri ships.
you know, I still like the J. I still think it's pretty.
Yeah, I like it.
I know it's got its detractors, but I like it. Sorry.
Don't say that around Trisander.
I know. I know. To each their own, though. You guys want to go blow some stuff up
Sure.
for our
Sure.
last 10 minutes here? I think we've said all that we can say on accolades without, beating the dead horse. Yeah, let's just do this.
Wee woo.
Wee woo.
Wee you.
That's odd.
What?
Federation Starbase Blockade.
Wait, what?
That's the one that popped.
It'll be fun. Gonna blockade
I've
stuff.
never seen that pop as a random. Like, never.
Maybe. It's got to make the map, I guess.
Has
Oh,
to pull it
maybe-
out of storage.
Some person over at Cryptic is like, wait, what? Hang on, let me run down to the basement.
Oh crap! I gotta mount that drive.
Some guy typing furiously at commands furiously at a terminal. Damn, that drive's not mounted.
Man, I haven't ran
Oh.
this one.
We're in some brand new fleets map. Well, hey, Storm's in here with us.
Yeah, I invited him to party.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't know if that's the ship you wanted, Tabby, but that's the ship you're using.
No, I'm cool with it. If I'd wanted something different, then I would have.
This is obviously not our starbase.
That's what I was commenting. I'm like, this is some new fleet's starbase map, because they're still working on a starbase to begin with, and a shipyard, and
Oh, enemies.
where?
Yeah.
As Storm and I just annihilated a group. Here's. I'll head this way since no one's over here. I don't know if. Yeah, there's some Tholians.
Why'd it have to be Tholians?
Well, they're gone. Dead space spiders. So there's only 5 of us, but there's 8 locations.
They don't come all at once. One. And if I remember correctly, technically they typically showed up at one of the 4 spots and not the in-betweens. Though, I mean, you could race around the map until you run into something. I'm watching someone, Nikodas doing laps.
Yep, I'm doing laps. It's odd seeing the starbase like that.
It really is. It's so
After all-
adorable.
Oh, found some enemies, maybe.
And spawning in the in-betweens.
Basically, watch for where the Huffleys show up, and then you'll know where the enemies are coming in.
Where the what show up?
The Tuffley Raiders.
Oh, gotcha.
Because essentially we are defending our supplies coming into the starbase.
Do we see them on the map?
I mean, you see the freighters flying toward the starbase, right?
Oh, okay, the big ones. Yeah, I gotcha.
But if you see one warp in, you know that it's going to get attacked.
All right, 10-4.
There is, I believe, a pattern to this. Thorn might be able to correct me on that, but I'm pretty sure that they come in a certain pattern. Like, I think they come in at the north, southeast, west points, and then they come in at the northeast. You know, like they come in at the 4 points, and then they come in then on the secondaries.
Oh, there are some over here. Wow. Okay.
I mean, not for long.
Kaboom.
Wow, we still got 9 minutes left.
That is one of the reasons why people don't like running this map. It's not bad, it's just a bit lengthy. It's a time commitment that a lot of people don't want to invest in.
You know, like, give us something more to do. Like, more, like, drop a bunch of enemies on us. Like, come on.
I mean, there will be a wave of that eventually.
I don't feel challenged.
Well, and okay, this was built back when we weren't geared as well.
That's fair.
So they didn't expect us to annihilate a wave in 5 seconds.
That's fair.
So yeah, which makes this a bit not super exciting. Oh, right behind me.
This is another one where pedal to the metal might be a good trait. I like this ship.
Double web me, will ya? I guess now I'll just destroy the web nodes because I'm bored. I don't know that this map has been touched since Tier 5 ships were a thing.
Oh wow, that's
Probably not.
Like I said, it's not a for the time it was created. It was a challenge-ish. It wasn't too bad to run. I kind of enjoyed it back then. It's just now that we way overgear it. Probably everyone overgears it with all the stuff they keep throwing at us. And so, yeah. If they just, I think, tweaked it, like, would be nice to see this reworked. I don't know that they would. It would make also people feel like their star bases mattered somewhat, because like, look, we're in probably Thomas's fleet or star base, or maybe maybe Storm's. I don't know, but it's definitely not ours, because yeah, our star base is maxed out. Oh hey, enemies.
So, like, what if you had to defend your starbase, and like your starbase had like weapons and stuff?
Well, technically it does if these enemies ever got close enough to see it. But they don't.
What enemies? What are you talking about? Enemies?
Oh, the starbase does, like the starbase can shoot?
Yeah.
Huh.
And technically there are buffs that you can do to help increase the damage or survivability of your starbase.
We got this.
I keep watching the mini-map more than anything to see if I can see any red dots pop up. Because that's more what's been telling me where enemies are. Saw something come in. Maybe not.
Freighters. Hello, freighters. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Charlie. Hello, Bravo. Hello, Delta.
Because it used to be a challenge to be able to annihilate the enemies that, well, before they did it damage to the freighters.
Back in my day.
Back in my day.
You fought these enemies and you liked it.
You fought these enemies uphill both ways.
And all we had were sticks. We threw sticks at the Klingons and we liked it.
And nobody used dual beam banks. Or beam overload, for that matter.
Or surgical strikes. What was that? That didn't exist.
That's back when beam overload was 2 shots, and that's all you got.
Oh,
I'm bored, so I'm taking out the web.
That was a waste of my torpedoes.
Oh, I see enemies. Red dots
Yeah,
on the
there's-
map. Oh, Thomas
They're
has got them.
They're starting to come a little faster.
Target's shields have failed.
I think I'm using the Romulan engines. I should consider putting the competitive back on here. Oh, I see enemies.
there's another wave.
A tsunami? What?
Yes.
Of space spiders.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out on one side because there's with as fast as we are annihilating the enemies. Not a huge point in me racing across the map, because by the time I get to the other side, it's already done.
Laughs in Dreadnought.
So,
Yeah.
I was reading a thing about these ships. One of my glowy bars is missing. So they were originally made as a replacement for the Oberth class. I don't know if that's canon or not, but that's a thing I was reading.
Target's shields have failed.
And the civilian corps kind of got their hands on them and adapted them. Tell you
I mean,
what,
I don't know if I believe that because nothing could replace the Oberth.
Just ask Kale.
Fine ship right there.
Like I said, just ask Kale. Oh, wait.
Ha 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 ha.
apparently I got super boosters.
Legendary Oberth.
It was an interesting read. It was a page on Facebook. One of the STO Facebook pages had a thing about where these ships came from and whatnot. But again, I have no idea if it was canon. But it was an interesting read. I would like to know where Beverly got hers from, though.
She used her baby daddy's name to get a ship.
Without him knowing about it, I doubt it.
He knew about the ship anyway, so.
Well, that's true. So that begs a whole question, though, right? Like, we have now seen two different civilian ships in Star Trek. The La Serena and the Eleos. How do people get ships? Like, there's no money in the Federation, so it's not like you have to save up and buy it. Do you just contact Starfleet and be like, I want a private ship? And they're like, here you go.
Okay. You're right and you're wrong on there's no money. There's no money if you're part of Starfleet. You don't have to buy things necessarily. But if you are on Earth, in one of the episodes when they went to Earth, they exchanged a currency. So there is still a currency there.
They have said multiple times that Earth is a paradise and there's no money. Now, I do know that they have talked about things like energy credits, which is where STO got it from. Like, if you can't just walk onto a teleport pad and teleport wherever you want, like, you have to spend a certain amount of energy credits. Like, if you live in the US and you want to go to Egypt, you have to go to a teleport thing and be like, I want to spend this many energy credits. So maybe that's what it is.
Well, there's that. Then there's also Latinum. And I know
Platinum is
Ferengi is primarily the people there, but Latinum has also, you've seen it being used for currencies in the shows for with between other groups, and there's a lot of barter systems out there that we've seen in the shows where, oh well, you want this, then I need like I don't know, 10 units of dilithium.
true, but
I
that is
think
primarily all from alien races, not humans. But
I
if like
think what I think the thing that Star Trek really failed to clarify and deliver on is the concept of a post scarcity society, in where you still have trade, you still have commerce, you still have bartering, but you do not have scarcity. You have no need for capitalism, in which, and so you have a society in which people's needs, like you don't have to, like strive for people's actually day-to-day living needs and demands. You don't have to go out and work for a living to earn. You don't have to earn money which to sustain yourself. You can go out and do things for the betterment of yourself and others, as trade, as commerce, right?
well, like Ben Cisco's dad owned a restaurant, right? But he didn't charge people to eat there. It was just a service he provided because he loved doing it. And I get that. But again, that's different from being given a ship that has warp capability and can travel the cosmos. Like that's an entirely different thing, and I would love to know the logistics of how that works. Like how did Rios get the La Serena? How did Beverly get the Eleos? I I want to know those things.
My guess is a lot of it has to do with barter. Maybe maybe she got the Eleos from, hey, I'm providing you a medical service for a duration of time in trade for that ship.
That would make sense for her, sure. She's an experienced, acknowledged, published doctor. You know, she says, I'm leaving Starfleet, but I'll provide medical service for this amount of time as long as you provide me a ship. Makes perfect sense. We don't know that that's what happened, but that would make sense. But then you get the La Serena, right? Like that's an entirely different ball of worms.
I still think a trade of rare goods is likely what people use to barter and trade for bigger things. Like, oh, I've acquired, and that is why Latinum is the Ferengi use the Latinum, because the Latinum inside the gold can't be replicated. So
So
it becomes a scarcity thing that you can't just mass produce. Like you could technically with a replicator technically
So-
make all the billions of dollar bills that you want. So they
Right.
mean nothing.
So I actually have an answer. Like, what I actually did some like quick research, some quick searching. So, the way you get a ship, right? Because like the Federation does have a commerce system. You just are not required to participate it in order to survive. So, then that's what the whole energy credit thing is. So, if you want a ship, that's great. But you actually do have to participate in a commerce system in order to purchase it.
Okay, that's fair.
But and like this is kind of like the kind of like a type of society that I think is pretty much ideal, in which if you want luxury items, then sure, work, engage in trade, commerce, whatever, to acquire the luxury items. But like, to be in a post scarcity situation where like you your actual base needs are met, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, that's fair. Thank you for doing the research.
Yeah,
Um,
so pretty much that's what the Federation has going on. And
I'm
when they
sure.
say they don't have money, that really means you don't have to work to survive. Like you could just go and plop yourself down and just like happily hang out in a pleasant little house in a pleasant little town, just eat pleasant little food for the rest of your life and be fine. But
Or
if you want a ship, though, you do have to engage in commerce to acquire an item of commerce.
which is why the transports were typically owned by a family. I get that. Like
Yeah.
you see that a lot in Enterprise. You don't see it so much in the other shows, but you do see it in Enterprise, where they intercept with a couple different transport vessels, and those are privately owned. I get that. There has to be some more rules and regulations to that, though, right? Like we saw the Hansons get their own ship and just take off for parts unknown. And they even broke laws because they didn't file their flight plan and whatnot. Nobody knew where they were going. But I mean, what's to prevent somebody who's mad at the Klingons from going and starting an intergalactic incident, right? Like there has to be
Well,
rules and regulations to that.
Well, I mean, what's to stop somebody with a private airplane from taking off from Alaska and starting some stuff with Russia, right?
That's a valid point.
or vice versa,
Yeah.
which, from my understanding, technically has happened, where someone has tried to fly from one of the countries to the other country to start some stuff and have been shot down.
I mean,
So
that's why there's transponders. That's why that's why there's IFF systems. That's why there's diplomats. That's why there's border patrols and
Well, and I'm sure the Federation, and the other empires have their security forces and whatnot. Like, it's not all exploration for the Federation. They have to have their border patrol ships and whatnot to prevent situations like that. I get that. It'd still be cool to own your own ship, though. Anyway, it is past time
Super
for us to be.
Troopers Federation Edition.
There you go. Now I want that show. Now I want a show about the border patrol for the Federation
All
in
right,
an
yeah.
old Miranda class ship, just because.
Oh, now I need to make that poster, that movie poster.
I may have found the story to my captain.
Very nice, very nice. All right, guys. Next Monday we will be doing Fun Night. I will be here for that. Thursday, it looks like we are doing how to earn dilithium, and I work that day. I may not be
do we
here
want
for
to
that one.
change it? Because I know you were the one wanting to do the dilithium one. We can do it something else next week.
Yeah, we can. That's fine. We can come up with something else. I'll double check my schedule, to be sure. But I'm pretty sure I work on Thursday. And I think it's a 24, so the chances of me being here would be slim.
Alex of the Border Patrol.
There you go. Of the Federation Border Patrol. That'd be a good use for the Eleos. Not part of Starfleet, part of the Federation Border Patrol. You can come up with your own uniform too.
I Actually, it means I'll probably change all of my registry information to not line up with yeah, to not line up with standard Federation registries.
I'll have to look into that too. I might join you in that endeavor. Not for Katis, but for the other captain I'm gonna use the Eleos on. Man, I like this ship though. Dude. Alright, so we will see you next week, and as always, I will see you out there.
Have fun, be safe, and don't set yourselves on fire, meow.
Meow, 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 meow. Oh wait, that's not what I. Thank you everybody for coming, hanging out with us while we record this episode. We will be rating somebody once we stop the record. So hang around for that. We appreciate everyone that came to hang out. Again, if you'd like to support us, you can follow us here, subscribe here on Twitch, or you can go over to YouTube and follow us there. We appreciate all the follows there. I guess technically it subscribes there, but whatever. You can also buy us a coffee with the ko-fi.com/GREBOG. And live long and prosper, everybody.
Littering and
Computer, end program.